So, hello and welcome to our first video in a study of scientific computing. So, in this video, I'll be introducing you to the Linux operating system. So, we'll be focusing on Ubuntu. Okay, so if you should log on to your Ubuntu operating system, you are going to have this interface here. Okay, all right, and I know most of us are used to the Windows interface. So this is your desktop. Okay, then you have these icons on them, right? So we have Windows, so that's the home, and this is just like the user folder that we have on Windows, and this trash here is like recycle bin in Windows. Okay, then these things here are your favorite apps, and by default, if you install your Ubuntu, these are what you have here. Okay, so the Firefox web browser, and that's the default web browser in Ubuntu. That's of Windows, it is Microsoft Edge. Then we have the Thunderbird Mail, right? So it is similar to the Mail app in Windows. Then we have the files, right? We have the same thing in Windows. So we have Reading Box. Then we have Library Office Writer. Okay, so this is similar to the MS Word, Microsoft Word in Windows. Then we have the Ubuntu software. Then we have Help. Okay, all right. So if you want to get other apps, you come here, show applications. So you see, when you come here, you realize that we have several of them, and they've been arranged in alphabetical order. I hope you can see that. Okay, so let's go through some of them. So you can see this here is a calculator, right? So you can use it to do basic mathematics. So 89 times, let's say, 6 is, it gives you the answer. Then you can change the mode here to advanced mode, financial mode, programming mode, keyboard mode. So for instance, if I should change it to the programming mode, you see we have something like this. I hope you can see that. Okay, all right. So let's go back and learn about some of the apps that we have. So you can see what we have here. So what we have here is, let me open it, is the LibreOffice Calc, and it is the same as the Microsoft Excel in Windows. Okay, so whatever you want to use Microsoft Excel to do in Windows, you can use this same thing to do it in Ubuntu. Okay, so for instance, let's say I have 4567 and I want to add a 2, right? So you can see it does it for me. So that means everything that you can use Windows to do, you can also use Ubuntu to do it, and Ubuntu is even more powerful. Okay, then this is Microsoft Word. This is like an example of Microsoft Word in Ubuntu. Okay, so if you want to type a document, you can come here and type whatever you want to type. I hope you can see that. Okay, all right, then let's go to our application. You have several of them. So for instance, with this one that I'm opening, so we have the LibreOffice Impress. Okay, and that's the same as PowerPoint in Microsoft Windows, in Windows. Okay, so you can see that you can start a presentation here. Okay, then you can type whatever you want to type inside. So it's just like um what we know. So you see, I'm taking you around Ubuntu. So there are a lot of things there. You can go through the apps and you see we have several of them. Okay, but the last thing I want to show you is the terminal. Okay, and the terminal is very, very powerful. So the terminal is just like the PowerShell in Windows, or the command prompt in Windows. Okay, and in our study of the Ubuntu operating system, we'll be using a terminal a lot. Okay, so one last thing, then we are out of here for this video. So so you can see that I showed you that what we have here are your favorite apps. Okay, and most of the time by default you have some of them here. So how do you add an app to the favorites? And most like I said, the app that we'll be using a lot will be the terminal. So let's come here and search for the terminal. So when you search for the terminal, then here you right click on it, then you go to add to favorites. Okay, so you realize that you have an information here that terminal has been added to your favorite. Okay, so you can close that. Then now when you come here, you realize that we have terminal added to what our favorites. So whenever you want to use a terminal, you come here and you use it. Okay, so thank you very much. In our next video, we will learn the terminal, some commands in the terminal. Okay, thank you very much.